Hello friends, welcome to iQUANTA. In this video, we are going to cover a para summary question from slot 1 2022, and like every other time, I will let you solve this question on your own first, and only then we will be discussing this. So, I recommend that you pause your screen and try to pick the best summary for the given paragraph. So, it is a paragraph followed by 4 alternative summaries. You have to pick the best summary. So, for that you can pause the screen and try to pick your option. Well done. So, I hope that by now you have selected your option, your answer, and now let us talk about how to solve and how to pick the best summary of the given alternatives. See, in finding the best summary, the method of elimination can be a bit useful, and you should try to eliminate all the options that might be containing extended ideas which are not covered in the paragraph, or some foreign ideas which are not present in the paragraph. And obviously, the statements that are contradicting the given facts will be ruled out because they cannot be the summary choices for the given paragraph. So, if we analyze all the options, let us read them one by one. And first of all, let us read this given paragraph. The given paragraph is actually about two things. It is about petitioning, and it is also about elections. So, petitioning and elections are two democratic procedures, and these two democratic features, these two features of democracy have been compared in this paragraph, where the author thinks that petitioning is actually a bit better because it gives the people more exposure to democracy, and people get direct involvement in the democratic procedures. So, it calls that petitioning is an it is an expeditious democratic tradition used frequently in prior centuries, by which citizens can bring issues directly to governments. As expressions of collective voice, they support procedural democracy by shaping agendas. They can also recruit citizens to causes, they give voice to the voteless, and they apply the discipline of rhetorical arguments that clarifies the point of view. And by contrast, elections are limited in several respects. They involve only a few candidates and thus fall far short of a representative democracy. And further, voters' choices are not specific to particular policies or laws, and elections are episodic, whereas the voice of the people needs to be heard and integrated constantly into democratic government. So, that is the argument of the author, that somehow he thinks that petitioning gives people more exposure, more involvement in the democratic procedures. And now you have to pick the best summary for the given paragraph. So, A says that petitioning has been important to democratic functioning. Yes, it is true. This part is obviously true, that it has been important to democratic functioning. This has been mentioned here, this has been highlighted here, and it supplements the electoral process by enabling ongoing engagement with the government. So, I said that it gives people more exposure in the democratic procedure. So, that point also has been highlighted here. And does it supplement? Yes, by doing this, it is obviously supplementing the electoral process, which has not been directly or explicitly mentioned, but yes, we can understand this from the context. So, can this be the best summary? For that, yes, it can be a summary, but let us analyze the other alternatives first. So, B says that petitioning is definitely more representative of the collective voice. Yes, we can say that out of petitioning and elections, this is definitely more representative of the collective voice. So, this part is true, we cannot negate this, and the functioning of democratic government could improve if we relied more on petitioning rather than holding periodic elections. So, I do not think that this claim has been made anywhere in the paragraph, or anything like this has ever been mentioned in this paragraph, that if we relied more on petitioning rather than holding periodic elections. This claim has not been made by the author, and that is why this should not be inferred, and it does not sound like a better summary than A, because it is talking about relying more on petitioning than on holding periodic elections. So, in this statement actually you are negating the validity or value of elections. So, it is rather strong and we should not pick this one if A is already present. And C says that by giving citizens greater control over shaping political and democratic agendas, political petitions are invaluable as they represent an ideal form of representative democracy. So, I am okay with the rest of the statement, but I am not okay with this part which calls these petitioning an ideal form of representative democracy. So, nowhere in the paragraph has this petitioning been called the ideal form of a representative democracy. This is a feature of representative democracy and this is a good feature of representative democracy, but this is the ideal form. It has not been claimed anywhere, and that is why, because of this expression, I would not like to pick this as my summary. And D says that citizens become less inclined to petitioning as it enables vocal citizens to shape political agendas. I think this is contradictory to the fact mentioned in the paragraph. It is actually contradictory. It is saying that citizens become less inclined to petitioning as it enables vocal citizens to shape political agendas. Actually, yes, it enables vocal citizens to shape political agendas somehow up to some extent, and for that reason citizens are more inclined to petitioning. So, this is contradictory to the fact mentioned here. So, this certainly cannot be the choice, and out of B and C you can see that C can be eliminated because of this strong word that this petitioning has been called an ideal form of representative democracy. And in B it says that the government could improve if we relied more. So, relying more on petitioning and ruling out the importance of the elections is not the content of the paragraph. So, we can rule out this as one. So, we can see that after analyzing all the alternatives, we can see that A actually is the best choice for the summary of this paragraph, that petitioning has been important to democratic functioning. Okay, it is true, and it supplements the electoral process by enabling the engagement with the government, by enabling the people's engagement with the government. So, this is the content of the paragraph in short. So, A represents the best summary of the given paragraph. So, I hope that you understand how to analyze the options for picking up a good summary. So, any statement, obviously D is contradictory. So, any statement which contradicts the mentioned fact cannot be the summary, which is obvious, and the statements containing agendas or ideas not present in the passage should not be picked up. So, for example, this one calls this process an ideal situation which has not been claimed anywhere, and this comparison has not been made anywhere. So, any statement that contains any foreign element or an extended idea should not be picked as the summary. On the other hand, if you read A again, you can see that A has not mentioned anything that has not been mentioned in this paragraph, and that is why it is the best choice. So, that is all for now. Thank you very much.